Okay. Uh, welcome, welcome to Georgia and Daniel Show. My name is Georgia from Georgia's Kitchen Show and Dan's Cutest True Love.
And my name is Daniel from Special Chronicles.com and Georgia's Cutest True Love. Coming up on this week's episode,
we celebrate Daniel's niece Molly's first birthday.
Georgia met Molly for the first time.
And then Dan talks about his slideshow of pictures that he did of Molly.
All of us had a lunch sandwich ball and cake. We can't forget cake.
Molly's attempt at her smash cake.
Join us for a wild one birthday, episode 79.
Starts now.
It's back, and listeners, hopefully we'll get back to weekly podcasts. But I think the last time we talked to you was we celebrated your birthday a month ago. It probably was about a month ago, right? It was a month ago, I think.
Yeah.
Now, your birthday's in the past, so now we're celebrating. So on, should we say the date? Sunday? So if you guys are watching this live right now, or you're listening to this when this episode drops on Tuesday, August 23rd, we're recording this on Tuesday, August 23rd. 2 days ago was my niece Molly's first birthday. We'll let you do the math to figure out what date that was. So yeah, today's August 23rd. Do the math. 2 days ago. Yeah. And so it was as you probably can tell by the title of this episode, a wild one birthday. And actually my sister posted it on her Instagram, and she has a private account, so I'm not going to tell you guys what her Instagram handle is, but she again, she doesn't post that much, and actually since having Molly a year ago, she posts probably a little bit more, and usually just pictures of Molly, because I guess that's what young parents do now. But she said, so here's what my sister, and I think, Georgia, you liked Stephanie's Instagram post, right? So she said, what a year it's been with this wild one. And one is in all caps. And the reason why we'll title on this episode Wild One is because at my sister and brother-in-law's house, above the fireplace, so they put like a, what do you call it, babe? Balloon, like a...
balloons.
Balloons, but like the balloons were all kind of bunched up. But then there was like above the balloons that were bunched up, and there was some kind of animal themed balloons, but above it was like, it was balloons in the shape of letters, right? So like it's spelled Wild One.
Yeah, it's spelled Wild One.
So I don't know why Wild One was the theme, and I don't know if my sister and brother-in-law are working, so they might be working, so we probably shouldn't call them on air right now. But we'll kind of give you all. I'll give you what I think. I'll give you my opinion of what I think the theme, or kind of how they come up with the theme. And again, this is just my opinion. Again, as the uncle, as Molly's uncle. So yeah, it's been 1 year of being an uncle. But yeah, so I don't know if you or any of our listeners have ever heard of the book, and I think there was a movie about where the wild things are. Do you remember that?
Yes, that is a book, and it's also a movie, because I've seen that movie before.
And I think I've seen it, or I think I've read the book, but it was probably a long time ago. It was a kid's book, so I don't know. But again, that's just my opinion. So if Stephanie or Jake, if my sister or brother-in-law, if you are listening to this episode, let us know. Just text me or leave a comment on our Daniel and Georgia Instagram, and let us know, or on our Special Chronicles Instagram, and let us know what you think. If the theme is wild one, and because there was like animal shaped balloons, and wild one where the wild things all one, because Maui is 1 years old now. So yeah. So I don't know. Does that make sense? Again, it's just my opinion of what the theme is. The theme is.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
So, since you had a sip of your coffee, and again, for the listeners, I'm using air quotes. If you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook right now, you see me doing air quotes. Coffee in Georgia's mug. We won't let you know. For all we know, it could be wine or beer in the cup. Okay, we know that we'll be quoting this at 9:00 in the morning, but the listeners might. If the listeners are watching this, if they're watching the live stream right now, you guys are watching this at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, or you could be listening to this anytime. So, you don't have to know that we'll be quoting this at 9:00 in the morning. Besides, I just said that.
No.
So we could have beer or wine in the,
Okay, first of all, I'm having hot chocolate, not coffee.
That's why I said coffee in quotes. It's.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
See, we're letting the listeners in on all the secrets. We're letting the listeners know in on all the secrets. Okay, we should. You guys.
We should move on and.
We should move on. Yeah, because this is a wild one birthday. Wild one birthday. Celebrating my niece Molly's first birthday. And so my mom and I picked you up at your place and we drove. So by the time we got to my sister and brother-in-law's house, my mom, I should say, all three of us got out of the car, but then we parked in the street in front of their house, right? Yes. And so then as we walked up, you walked up first.
Yes.
And the reason why you walked up first, and again, I'm just saying this is the reason. I'm not saying that it is the reason, but you walked up first because
I actually met Molly for the first time.
So tell us about meeting my niece Molly for the first time.
Well, it was an amazing experience that I've never met Dan's niece from before, but Sunday made that happen because she is adorable, and I can see that she's walking, which is kind of fun. And once I get to know her, Dan and I were playing games with her, so I think I'm getting used to hanging out with Holly.
Yeah, good. And so that leads into, so I brought my iPad in to my sister's house because thanks to the awesomeness that is technology, meaning the Photos app, if any of you listening also have an iPhone or an iPad or an Apple Mac computer, like we both do, then you will know how easy it is to make a slideshow. And so all you have to do, and so for example, so I on my iPhone, and the same thing is on my iPad, you can create a shared album of pictures. So like, and only the people that you give access to. So you and I did this when we were in DC was it last year?
When we went to DC?
Yeah. I'm going to say.
I still have that actually.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is we created a shared album on where we both put pictures in, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, anyways, I did the same thing. So both my mom and dad have access to it, and Stephanie and Jake have access to it. And so Stephanie added a bunch of pictures. I also had put a bunch in there, and there was like, I don't know, over 200 pictures, and it was a slide. So in that shared album, what you can do is, and apparently nobody else in my family knows how to do this. So when you go to technology, you're good at technology. So in a shared album, all you have to do is at the top, next to where it says select, those 3 dots. You click on the 3 dots, and then a drop-down thing comes up. It says share photos, add photos, share album details, zoom in, zoom out, aspect, sort, photos, rename album, slideshow. The bottom one is slideshow, and then next to slideshow, there's like a little play button. You click on slideshow, and booyah, it adds it makes a slideshow. And then at the bottom of the slideshow, there's a little play button, and then it says options. You click on options. I just did the magazine theme, like those different theme layouts. I just did the magazine theme because it's like the magazine theme puts in the slideshow, it puts the pictures in like different, there's like a little white border, and it puts the pictures in like different, like instead of showing one after another, it puts some in like a magazine layout where there might be like 2 or 3 pictures on the screen at once. And then I hit repeat, so that way when it gets to after all over 200 and something pictures, it will play it from the beginning again. And so it just, if you put it on repeat, it plays it in a loop. And then you can set it how slow or fast you go. I think it automatically puts it in the middle, so it's not too fast, not too slow. And then you just hit done, and then you hit play. Before you hit play, at the top right, so at the top left it says done, but at the top right, there's like a little, the Apple AirPlay thing is, and you can, if you have a Roku, like I've got like a little Roku device, but my sister and brother-in-law, they have their TV is a Roku TV, so the Roku is built into the TV. So one of the things if you have a small TV, or like what my sister and brother-in-law have, which is a Roku TV, usually Apple AirPlay is built in. So all you have to do is on the iPad, I did on the iPad, you can do it on your phone too, just click that Apple AirPlay and then find whatever, either Roku device, Apple TV or smart TV, click on it, and then it will you can use an Apple AirPlay, share your screen to, and again, if that doesn't work, I think what I ended up have to do is, if you swipe up on your phone screen or iPad screen, there's a little thing that says, there's a little square with like 2 boxes, one over another. You click on that, and it'll say screen mirroring. And so you can basically mirror your iPhone screen or mirror your iPad screen to the TV. So basically everything that shows up on your iPad screen or your iPhone screen, it will show up on your TV. So in that way, instead of, because like the iPad that I have is an iPad mini. So instead of looking at a small screen, everyone can see the pictures in large. It automatically puts in music, but I think I didn't turn the volume up that much on the iPad because my sister had with their, what was the speaker that she had? I think it was an Amazon speaker. No, a Google speaker.
I really didn't remember.
I think it was a Google speaker. I don't know. It was like a little small, maybe like one of those snout speakers. Anyways, my sister had like a pouty theme playlist on Spotify on her phone, so she was playing music through a Spotify playlist. And so because that music was already playing, I don't know. I think I didn't even do anything to the music that was in the slideshow. I think it just, because I must not have raised the volume up that much, so you couldn't. But yeah, everybody seemed to enjoy, even though yes, the focus was Molly in person, but a funny thing happened was when we were all taking pictures in front of the fireplace with all the balloons and the Wild One lettered balloons, Molly got distracted by seeing pictures of herself on the TV, so they had to kind of turn the TV off. But for the most part, so like both sets of grandparents were there. Both my parents were there, and then Jake, my brother-in-law, his parents were there. His sister and sister's husband were there. My sister and her boyfriend were there. You and I were there. So it was basically just immediate family. I think my brother-in-law's his brother who lives in Omaha was not there just because I don't know. I guess it's a little bit difficult for him to travel. I don't know. So I mean, I guess it. Yeah. So so he wasn't there. So, but other than that, other than my other-in-law Jake's brother was not there. Everybody else was there. So it was just immediate family. So it was nice. It might have rained like just a little bit, but for the most part it didn't. We were able to kind of be in the backyard a little bit, and as well as inside.
We even played outdoor games.
Well,
just a little bit because some of the people was playing.
Oh, some people were?
Yeah.
Well, so my sister and brother-in-law set up games. I didn't really play. I mean, it would have been fun to, but for the most part, we were kind of more playing with Molly, and she was discovering like there was like this what do you call it, ball ladder game, and then there was like where you throw these balls onto this ladder thing, and then so I played that before, but the other game where you like hit a ball down on this little baby trampoline thing, I never.
Well, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, I never played that before, but I did play that other one, that one where you throw the balls and you try to put it on this ladder. There's like 3 different.
Yeah, I played that game before.
Yeah. So then we all had a lunch sandwich ball. So my sister had set up like some crackers and stuff, and then like some sandwich meat and white and wheat bread. I think I had wheat bread just because it's a little healthier. So it was a nice simple lunch, a nice simple a lunch sandwich, a sandwich lunch ball. Is that what it is? A sandwich lunch ball?
Yeah, but I only said lunch ball.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a sandwich lunch ball. That's what I'm calling it. Right?
Yeah, so it's mostly like build your own sandwich kind of ball.
Yeah, that's what it was. But yeah, so it was nice and simple. We're going to go ahead and should we take a short break? Let people know how they can support this podcast?
Sure.
When we come back, we'll get to cake time, and we'll let you know if Molly was able to smash her cake. So we'll let you all know the answer to that question after the break right here on the Georgia and Daniel Show on SpecialChronicles.com. We'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break from our conversation today to learn how you can become a Special Chronicles supporter so we can continue to produce this podcast. Support for Special Chronicles comes from listeners like you. As an independent public media podcast, Special Chronicles will always be there for you. Now we're asking you to be there for us. As a nonprofit independent media organization, we can only make programs like Special Chronicles with listener support. Our programs provide weekly, candid, honest, and inspiring conversations about the people with disabilities community that creates awareness, support, and advocacy within each week's episode. Listeners tell us our shows are an enjoyable and necessary podcast for the intellectual and developmental disability community and everyone else who is able to listen to stories about life from a different angle. Please, if you and your family love our weekly podcast, make a one-time, monthly, or annual gift of thanks today. Support this podcast at specialchronicles.com/give. That's specialchronicles.com/give. And now back to the show to continue the conversation today. And back to the show. And you're listening to the
Georgia
and Daniel Show on specialchronicles.com. I don't know, there's something going up with the screen. Anyway, this is a wild one birthday where we talk about my niece Molly's first birthday. And let's now, babe, anything else you want to say before we get to the cake? I know we teased the listeners for that break, but do you want to let them know about anything else before the cake, about either the lunch sandwich ball?
Well, actually, I had so much fun. I haven't seen Jake's side of the family since Stephanie's wedding. But it was getting to know them a little bit better, and I was also playing with Molly. So that was actually the best Sunday.
Good. Keep talking. I'm gonna put a Instagram wheel. If you guys follow at, we'll remind you again at the end of the episode, but if you follow at Daniel and Georgia on Instagram, at Daniel and Georgia on Instagram, like you can create like those wheels, those Instagram wheels, like those short clips. I'm gonna put one up on Daniel and Georgia. So keep talking, babe. Anything else you want to say before we get to the cake and the smash cake? Well,
actually, let's see. Sometimes I do get a little shy when it comes to other people to talk to, but
I don't think you did.
Well, to me, it felt like it was. But something did happen to me on that particular day when I came home.
Mm-hmm.
I can't exactly reveal what happened, but the only thing that I can tell all of you listeners that I really wasn't myself. I was resting a lot, and on the night before, let's just say that I haven't been myself lately, and once I really got really better, I actually slept on my right side.
That's good. Is that related to your foot? We don't have to get to that on this week's episode, but
well, maybe I can tell them just a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so I do have a little foot problem. Then I'm trying to take care of myself, but to addition to that, I can't really wear very tight shoes, and it was because of that. I could tell you the reveal of my foot problem. That
did you want to talk about it on this week's episode, or?
Yeah.
We could talk about it. Okay, that's fine. Unless you want to. Okay, yeah, we got 5 minutes, and then you guys stay tuned, because in 5 minutes we will get to the smashed cake, and we'll let you know the answer to the question if Molly was able to smash her smash cake. Okay, go on, babe. Continue talking about your foot.
Okay, so if you guys hadn't noticed, I have 2 blood clots on my left foot. I can't reveal anything else after that. The thing is, I can't wear tight socks because it will reveal handprints on my foot. So I have to be really careful with it. And on my days off, I like to slow things down a bit before everything does pile up for me. But I can move around. And right now, I feel really bummed that I don't have a left foot anymore. And
You don't have a left foot, you said.
Yeah. Well, I do have a left foot, but basically it's not exactly healed quite yet. It's not exactly the same thing as my right foot. And and that's pretty much all I'm going to say right now. So, thank you for listening to me.
Good. All right, good. Okay, so just to let you all know, if you follow at Daniel and Georgia on Instagram or at Special Chronicles on Instagram, we give you a little behind the scenes wheel on what it looks like in the studio. And again, this is a virtual studio where I'm in the Special Chronicles studio and Georgia is at her place. And so, yes. So follow either at Daniel and Georgia or at Special Chronicles, and you can see that we are the behind the scenes. If you just listen to us on audio, but again, if you are watching us on YouTube or Facebook at Special Chronicles on YouTube or Facebook, and at Daniel and Georgia on Facebook, then you will be able to see us. Let's get to the attempt. So before we had when did we have all cake? It was after the Spanish cake. Yeah. Okay. And then also
right after.
Also, Georgia. Jake's mom, Jennifer. I think that's her name, Jennifer. She made like these. What do you call it? It was like was it a brownie? It was like a little square thing. Little square.
Yeah, and then it was a really square cake.
Was it a cake? No, it was like a little square brownie thing. I don't know. What
are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about what Jake's mom made. It was like a little. She gave everybody like a little gift, like a table thing, and she gave everybody M&Ms because Molly's initials.
Yes.
I'm not going to say her last name because again, she's only one. But her initials. The candy M&Ms relate to Molly's initials. We'll leave it at that. Okay. So now, drum roll. Oh, that picks up on the microphone. Did Molly smash her smash cake? And the answer is not totally.
Not totally.
Right? That's right,
yeah,
right?
I mean, I saw everything. I mean,
yeah, okay. I know you saw, but the listeners didn't. Well, no, it's okay. We counting this for the listeners. So, we counting the story for the listeners. Okay. So apparently, and I didn't know this because neither of us have kids, but my sister said, apparently. So my sister had made this little. What was it like? It was a raspberry. Was it?
It looked like a mixed berry.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was. So it was, but it didn't have sugar on it. It was like a little round type of cake, just for Molly, but it didn't have sugar on there. The cake that we had, and if the picture for this episode is so if you look at the thumbnail on YouTube, or just go to specialchronicles.com/Georgia GD Show 79. The picture is the cake that we had, that the adults had. But the cake that Molly had, well, so apparently the thing that, again, this might just be when a baby turns 1. I don't know how many years after, but apparently the thing is for them to smash the cake. So, but like, I don't know. At the beginning, she seemed kind of clean with it. Now, how old can you get until you can't really smash your cake? Can you, for example, January, you just turned 34, but January 14th, 2023, I will be 34, right? Yes.
You and I will be almost the exact same age.
What? No, in January 2023, we will be the same age, 34. Okay, so anyways, when I'm 34, can I smash my cake?
That's on your own time, okay? I don't do that to mine.
You don't want me to smash my cake? You don't want me to when I think of a smash cake, I think that you like put your whole face into the cake. Like you just kind of smash your cake. You just smash your face down into the cake. Okay, let's get back to Molly because again,
please.
Talking about my niece Molly's birthday. So Molly didn't put her face in the cake, but so she. Let me look back at some of the pictures so I can kind of recount the story to you all. Yeah, I'm pulling up the pictures here. Okay, so because I took my brother-in-law also was taking pictures. We were both kind of seated on the floor. Okay, so my sister like made this so in front of the high chair that Molly was sitting in. My sister made like a sign that said 1, and then it had ribbons, right? Yes. And again, it seemed like it was all like themed to be like that kids book and movie Where the Wild Things Are. It all kind of had that theme fit in it. So first, Molly just kind of, I mean, again, she had all of us looking at her, but it was kind of nice. She was eating like just a couple of small pieces. Eventually, my sister had cut some pieces from it, so Molly could kind of slowly eat it. And then eventually, when my sister cut some big pieces, Molly grabbed a big piece and was just eating it. And then as she kept eating it, her face got more smashed, messier, smashed messier with the cake. And then eventually the cake was all kind of all over. And even her other grandmother, not my mom, but Jake's mom, Molly had gave her a piece. So yeah. So there you have it.
Yeah.
Molly kind of smashed her cake with a little help from her mom, my sister. Kind of helped to kind of cut it a little bit. So there you have it. That was a wild one birthday.
Yeah, it was a blast. We even had a photo shoot doing the party. So
a photo shoot? Oh, with Molly. Well, yeah we all. It started with the grandparents, each set of grandparents. So my parents, and then Jake's parents, and then siblings, and then aunts and uncles, and everybody. And and even you and my other sister Caroline, her boyfriend, joined in on the pictures as well. Anything else you want to say, babe, about Again, you guys, basically, yes, this happened this past Sunday. This was basic, and I know it's been a month since we last podcasted, and we're only talking about this one particular day, this one particular 1-year-old birthday celebration of my niece Molly that we went to. There's probably other stuff that happened to us this past month, but we're only talking about this one, right?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to? Should we let listeners know how they can follow us and make this a little, because we're at 36 minutes now. Should we make it a shorter of an episode?
We can wrap it up. That's okay.
Okay. Unless there's anything else that you wanted to talk about. You didn't put anything else in the show notes, but.
Yeah, well, it was just a spur of the moment that, because this is all about Molly and not about me and you.
But Molly's my niece. She's a part of our life, and this podcast is all about adventures of all life from a different angle. So we talk about our lives. Molly's my niece. So yeah. That's what you get on this podcast. You get, sometimes we talk about stuff that, like stuff that
our adventures of us,
but sometimes we'll talk about stuff like with our family, and this was a family birthday celebration, and so that's what we did.
Yeah.
So something, listeners, we're gonna again let that fourth wall down and let you in on. If you would like us to get back to weekly podcasts, if you are following at Daniel and Georgia on Instagram, we will put up a Instagram poll, right? We'll try to put up a poll on our Instagram stories. And if you would like us to get back to weekly podcasts, again, if you're not on Instagram or Facebook, you can, if you're not on Instagram, and you can't follow at Daniel and Georgia, just email GeorgiaandDaniel at specialchronicles.com. That link will be in the show notes. That email will be in the show notes. GeorgiaandDaniel at specialchronicles.com. And let us know, right, babe? Because we haven't really decided if we want to get back next month in September, if we want to get back to weekly podcasts.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
I think that'd be a great idea.
All right. But we want to hear from you, listeners. So if you want to get in touch with us, you can follow on Instagram. You can follow. I'll let you go first. How they can follow you?
If you want to follow back, I can even talk tonight.
It's a podcast. That's what we do, is talk. Okay, go on.
If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, I'm at Peach Georgia 22.
And if you want to follow me on Instagram at PodmanDan, that's PodmanDan. And if you want to follow both of us, this podcast on Instagram and Facebook,
at Daniel and Georgia.
And you can tag us on Instagram and Facebook, or you can tag us on Twitter too. Probably on Twitter, the main, because we did have a Twitter account for both of us, but we're not really, none of us are really logged into that and have really checked that. So if you do want to tag us on, well, okay, if you do want to reach out to us on Twitter, go to specialchronicles.com, and you can follow Special Chronicles on Twitter, and that's where you can connect with us on Twitter if you would like. So this network. But if you want to tag this, if you want to share your feedback and let us know, you guys can, on Instagram or Facebook, you can tag hashtag Georgia and Daniel Show.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, even on Twitter too, hashtag Georgia and Daniel Show. You can send us an email.
Georgia and Daniel at specialchronicles.com.
And both of us have access to that inbox, right? Both of us have So if you guys want to, just send us an email. Georgia and Daniel at SpecialChronicles.com. If you enjoyed this podcast, the Georgia and Daniel Show, you might also like watching Georgia's Kitchen Show. And
yep. If you guys want to watch my my kitchen show, you can go to SpecialChronicles.com/Georgia's Kitchen Show.
I think it's just SpecialChronicles.com/Georgia Kitchen Show.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. Okay. Or just click on podcasts on SpecialChronicles.com, and Georgia's Kitchen Show should be linked there. And also the weekly podcast that I host every week, the Special Chronicles Show, SpecialChronicles.com/show. Or just go to SpecialChronicles.com and click on Listen Now, and you can listen to that other podcast. If you were wondering how we are recording this podcast, we're using a service called StreamYard, which allows us to live stream this to YouTube and Facebook all at the same time. And if you want to sign up for StreamYard using our referral link, SpecialChronicles.com/StreamYard. And if you want us to continue to be behind the microphone, babe, they can make a gift.
You guys can make a gift at SpecialChronicles.com/give.
And why should our listeners help support this podcast and donate? So we can continue to be behind the microphone?
To be back behind the microphone.
Yeah, so if you listeners want to encourage us, you can, if you want to encourage us to keep getting behind the microphone and talking about all adventures of our life from different angle, donate, SpecialChronicles.com/give. And also, remember to rate and review this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Please go to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star rating and review. Just look up Georgia and Daniel Show, and you can subscribe and leave us a 5-star rating and review.
Yes, please.
We will be back hopefully next month. We don't know if we'll be back weekly, but we will hopefully. And hopefully you guys all enjoyed us talking about a wild one birthday as we celebrated my niece Molly's first birthday. Yeah?
Yeah.
So there you have it. And until next week. Oh, no, next week? Next time. Next time? Should we say next time? Who knows?
Choose next time on the Georgia.
Choose? Wait. What did you say? Choose? Choose next time? Choose next. Did you say choose? What did you say? See you next time?
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say. Okay, let's rewind. Rewind. Take 2.
Okay, see you next time on the Georgia
and Daniel Show on SpecialChronicles.com. Catch you later. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Georgia and Daniel Show podcast. SpecialChronicles.com to find links to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and don't forget to hit the bell to be notified of new episodes. Also, subscribe to our newsletter or mailing list to sign up for updates and get exclusive content delivered to your inbox. Remember to do what you do with podcasts. Subscribe or follow and rate and review this podcast on Apple Podcasts, the iHeartRadio app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Finally, please share this episode and all of our podcasts with your friends and family to help us grow our audience, reaching 5,000 downloads of our audio podcast and over 14,000 average monthly listeners. Hope you have a great week, and we'll see you back here next week with exciting new content right here on the Georgia and Daniel Show. We'll see you next week.
Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.